nuclear program. Differences also remain over reports that the proposed deal could include discussion on war reparations and the abandonment of long-standing U.S. demands for limits on Iran's missile program. American officials have disputed those claims. The negotiations have unfolded without Israel, despite its involvement in the conflict along the United States. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has indicated that his government will not be bound by emerging agreements, raising questions about the durability of any settlement reached. The prospect of a ceasefire has already reverberated through global markets. Oil prices fell by more than 3%, while stock markets advanced amid expectations that the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz could ease pressure on global energy supplies. The diplomatic push comes after one of the most volatile periods in the region in recent years, marked by U.S. strikes on Iranian targets, retaliatory attacks on American military installations, and escalating exchanges involving Israel and Iran. For the White House, a deal could help contain the economic and political fallout of the war, which has contributed to rising fuel prices and renewed security and scrutiny of President Donald Trump's Middle East strategy ahead of November midterm election. While officials on both sides have experienced optimism, analysts caution that significant hurdles remain. The competing narratives emerging from Washington and Tehran suggest that each government is attempting to frame the negotiations as a strategic victory for its domestic audience. Let's get Trump's video.
The war with Iran, and we're going to be subject to finalization of documents, which should get done over the next few days. Probably have a signing maybe in Europe, and it's a great thing. Stock market's up 1,000 points. That means they like the deal. See, that means they like, if the market goes down, that means they don't like the deal. But it's been up, oil's dropped, oil will start coming down to, I think, even lower than it was before. I said I was in Iowa. It was $1.85 a gallon for the next few days. Probably have a signing maybe in Europe, and it's a great thing. Stock market's up 1,000 points. That means they like the deal. See, that means they like, if the market goes down, that means they don't like the deal. But it's been up, oil's dropped, oil will start coming down to, I think, even lower than it was before. I said I was in Iowa. It was $1.85 a gallon. And I don't know if I'm going to get there, but we're going to get pretty close. It's going to come down, and when oil comes down, everything else comes down. And most importantly, we have a deal that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, which was the whole purpose of what we had to go through to get this. So it was a big, very big thing.
Well, any agreement would mark a major turning point in a conflict that threatened regional stability and disrupted global energy markets. However, the success of the deal may ultimately depend on whether the two sides can bridge their differences over Iran's nuclear ambition and the mechanism needed to enforce long-term compliance. All right, away from that, let's head into Nigeria, where police fired tear gas at demonstrators in Nigeria's capital on Friday as protesters took to the street to denounce worsening insecurity and the growing wave of kidnappings across the country.
I challenge you.